Alright, welcome back to the lab. I'll be your host, Chief Engineer, and today we're going to be talking about A-frames. Yes, A-frame vehicles and how to distribute the weight on them so you get the kind of performance you want out of your own customized version. Why is this important? Well, honestly, I think A-frames are the best vehicle design in the game. If you're going to be on the ground and driving around and going anywhere, you're going to want to do it in an A-frame. I love my A-frames. So if you've been keeping up with my videos, you'll probably already know that the TrailTumbler is based on an A-frame design, and the TrailBlazer is also an A-frame design vehicle. You could tell it's an A-frame when the wheels line up to form like a letter A or a V if you're into doing stuff backwards. Okay, let me get in here. Okay. A-frame design, letter A. Okay, that much we get. Now, the performance of an A-frame, you notice I go all electric on these, but you could go gas if you want. I just love the torque and the instant gratification of just boom, getting all your power and just zooming up to speed. But your performance of your A-frame is going to be largely determined by the weight distribution on the vehicle. Right now, on this version of the A-frame, I have two electric engines. I got them set really low. I have the thruster right tucked underneath the engine, right underneath the seat. This creates a pivot point when you're in the air, when you catch some air, that you're able to use this reaction wheel to control your pitch. I also noticed that the steering has an effect on roll too, which is really kind of weird. It was unexpected. We do lots of experiments here at the lab, so as you saw in the intro video, things can just happen, and you're like, wow, I didn't know we could do that. I didn't know I could do that. All right, but we're going to demonstrate some of their performance differences depending on where the engines are. Now this one has two high-set engines. This doesn't have thrust assist or anything. This is a very classic A-frame based on like the Tumbler. This one you drive around. It's great for hill climbing, very maneuverable, very fun vehicle. If it knocks itself over, it just sort of cartwheels right onto its cartwheels. You get it? It cartwheels. These are great little hill climbers. They're very simple. The less complexity you have in your A-frame, the less lag you'll be contributing to the network layout of things. So I love my little A-frames. They are so fun, and because they're shaped like an A, they could weave through tight areas. You know, the front two wheels, you're just following them along, and since you got four of them, you can get a lot of pull, a lot of traction on them. So, even when they run into each other, my frames didn't become colossally destroyed. But this is an example of a lighter A-frame. Now, let me get back over there. Great for hill climbing, as you can see. Okay, let me get back to what I was doing. The other A-frames, they have different profiles. Okay. Neatest thing about this A-frame, if it lands on its head, it hops right back up. It's a tumbler, basically. It'll tumble right back onto its feet. Woo. If you get the hang of it, you'll be tumbling and trailing with your tumbler. This is good. This is really useful if you're in a sort of a destruction derby kind of environment where you're just constantly being hit all the time. You want a vehicle that, even though it gets beat up, right, it'll get right back on its wheels again. So Tumble Class is laid out that way, right? Tumble Class. The next vehicle, which I'm going to show you, is the this is sort of how do I want to describe this one? Okay, it's not quite a tumbler. This is no longer in the tumble class of A-frames. This is the, I guess, this is more of an off-road derby. As you notice, very little roll to the vehicle. More of the weight is on the back, even though it's only pushed back one block. You get a very solid ride. How does that affect hill climbing? I'll show you. It can... Basically, this thing really likes to go more in a straight line. You could turn it, but you're not going to get the kind of maneuverability you would get out of a tumbler. Let me try to get some of these jumps. You notice it just drives rock solid. Oh, and it has that thrust assist. If you get over 20 blocks in the air, you'll get a little thrust assist bump. Let me see how this handles these types of roads. Even this type of hill, it's a challenge for the for this one. This one's not as maneuverable though. Okay. A more maneuverable version of the low ballasted A-frame is... Actually, no. These are all the same types of low ballasted. Okay. This one is the more maneuverable version. Hold on, but I was testing it and messing around. Let me delete this engine off the back of it, because I was experimenting. Okay, this is a more maneuverable low ballasted A-frame. The reason is the engines are both set really close to the front, so you get a lot more fishtailing, a lot more steering with this A-frame. It even like spins around. It's so fun. And I mean, it wiggles and just worms its way through anything because the front end of the vehicle, it has such a tight profile that you could just worm your way through just about anything. That extra control makes it a great hill climber, as you can see, because you can pick a path and you can maneuver your way through it and just pretty much stay on it. So if you want a hill climber, this actually works really good. The added stability works to your advantage. I'm trying to stay up on top of this hill, but it just wants to slide right off. Woo! Another thing is, because they're so low ballasted, their ability to recover like a tumbler is not as great. So as you can see, when one of these low ballasted A-frames gets knocked over, you're pretty much stuck. You can't just sort of hop back on your wheels and run around again. So let me head back over there. But for running trails, this thing is really great too. Great little trail runner. Whoa. That was exciting. And sometimes you never know when them rockets are going to kick in. I tell you. Let me see if I can get to where I want to go. Alright. This is the issue I was going to address with that other engine. It fishtails so much. It's just because too much of the weight is on the front. If you want that kind of maneuverability, that's great. But if you want a lot more control, you want to extend the weight distribution of the vehicle back even further. That's what I've discovered. So let me bring my HUD up. We take an engine, put it there. Let me put this tumbler. It's not really a tumbler. This is more of a fishtailer. A drifter. This is like a mega drifter version. Now all I'm going to do is I am going to weld this engine on right there. And watch how things have changed on this. You're going to be amazed. Now, almost all the fishtailing is gone. I can run trails like crazy, skid around corners. I can even reverse. It won't flip forward. All the tumbliness is gone. So, It's pretty much amazing like this now. And look at the hill climb. That was insane. Come on. Careful. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And the rocket assist correction. Fantastic. Okay, let me get back to where I was. And I'm sorry, I start having so much fun. Like I said, we do a lot of play testing here in the lab, and woo. Come on, straighten it up, straighten it up. What a fun rally vehicle. Alright, I think that about covers most of what I was trying to share anyway. You guys keep dreaming, keep building. If you could figure out ways to improve your vehicle designs, do it. This is Chief Engineer signing off and leaving you with some more fun in the outtake. No, they're not called outtakes. Why do I keep calling them outtakes? In the outros. So, enjoy the show. Adios, amigos. It's trying to drop me, and I got hooked too good. My vehicle got an excellent grab on me.